Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Last time, we finished up all of your preparations for New Game Plus, everything that you suggested that made sense to do before starting over. Now we begin what I'm going to call the best New Game Plus I have ever seen in a video game. The sheer amount of effort that went into this, and I want to add that this is free DLC. This was something they just added into the game for free, along with the numerous quality of life improvements and the ways that they changed the menus over time. They did this free of charge. Telos and her storyline were free of charge, all of that. They supported this game for free for a good long while after its release, and all while offering paid content at the same time. I applaud them for this. The number of things that changed in this boggles the mind. There's some real cool stuff in this. If you think that New Game Plus is optional, I promise you, there's a lot of cool stuff that you have not seen if you haven't seen this before, and I'm hoping to teach you lots of new things. And I learned a lot of new things myself. There were all sorts of suggestions for things I didn't know about this game that we're going to be seeing here, stuff that I've never actually seen play out on screen before. With that, New Game Plus. Here's a list of everything that carries over in New Game Plus. Like all other tutorials in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it leaves out all sorts of crap. So I'm not going to read this, and I'm going to give you a more complete list once we're into the game. When you save starting New Game Plus, save data from your first playthrough will be overwritten. This is terrible, okay? We're getting the worst thing out of the way first. Because, whoopsie, I guess game consoles with 500 gigabyte hard drives can only handle one save file. You have to lose some things. You can't continue where you left off, and doesn't carry over. It's one of the worst implementations of save files, because when they announced they were doing New Game Plus, I went, thank God, this means we get multiple save slots, right? Nope, nope, not at all. Fire Emblem Three Houses added them after release. Why can't you? All right, just that rant over. Let's get started. We're gonna be starting on normal. Some people have suggested Bringer of Chaos. I'm not that mad. Let's just start on normal. Have a good time. I'll show Bringer of Chaos in more detail, as that was one of the things that was requested at some point. The first thing I want to praise, I'm gonna time-lapse this. Notice how long this shot goes on for in the intro. This long, continuous shot, making everything load in efficiently, and also that storm being the title screen and the player having control over when it advances into the cutscene, that's damn impressive. That must have been a nightmare to optimize. It was definitely something that made a strong first impression on me the first time that I played this, and I don't think it gets enough credit.
We really do need to buy ourselves a new depth probe. The king was off by 150 pegs to the east. That's not gonna fly.
And what about the treasure?
He ducked down, and when he came back up, he had different clothes on.
Your expectation.
It seemed pretty solid.
I'm wearing
Didn't
different
even have to
costumes for
reinforce
this, and
it
I
too
want to
much.
show character
Even with the
debuts,
labor
because
costs,
stuff like
we
that
should
can
be able
happen.
to turn a decent profit.
It's pretty good.
Honestly.
If he can change clothes on a dime, so can his sword.
This'll
We
be a
start
walk in the
with
park.
Pyra
Mithra.
and Mithra.
Called on me.
Just bashed it over the head, bludgeoned it to death with the sword like it's a blunt weapon. This was something I was curious about myself and chose to research. This Titan is excellent foreshadowing. It has a core crystal in its chest, and that core crystal, when it fizzles out and dies, that's the end of the Titan's lifespan, just like a blade. The connection between the two is foreshadowed this early on. This Titan is not an established nation and doesn't seem to have any kind of canon name. I was curious if there was anything to learn about it, but it has never been detailed in any of the books or extended universe stuff that was released about this game.
Been happening.
How long did it take me to miss something in this game? 1 second. You can turn around and talk to Gramps. I didn't do this at the start of our adventure. Rex, my boy, feel free to take your time. I am plenty tired, so I'll just snooze here for a spell. Thanks, Gramps. Take it easy then. And just in case you were wondering, I don't need any souvenirs, so don't go out of your way for my benefit. Sounds good. It definitely means he wants something, but what? The souvenir he wants is for you to not accept a job as soon as you hear that it's 100,000 G, but you won't give him that. I realized that I didn't do this while producing the first episode, but I chose not to go back for it just because I didn't want to bloat things. It was an hour and 16-minute video as it was. So to start, what carries over? Well, we got Pyra right over here in her Gormati hoodie that I wish she kept through more of the game to hide her true identity. Looks awfully cute in it. I think it's a good look for her. So, you carry over your money, playtime, levels of your drivers, some blades bonded, get into that in a second, all of your equipment, both drivers and blades, mind you, blade affinity charts, thank God, right? And by extension, also trust. Your pouches start empty, but favorite items you've discovered stay. Thank goodness. Whoa, Rex only had 6 blades. I guess he gets a lot guaranteed from the story. Yeah, every single random blade that you have pulled from a core crystal that is not important to the story will stay on the driver who originally had them. Rex is not yet the master driver, so he doesn't have access to other blades. When we get Nia in the party, we'll get all the blades that were bonded to her, and so on and so forth. If you want a little more detail on what's allowed, we have Wolfric here. If we got Morag, we would have Cassandra. But the second that we get Van Dam, Rex will not have Rock. We would need to wait for Rex to get Rock naturally in the story for that to be allowed. Development levels in different nations. Unique monsters killed, unique monster times, and all of the cutscenes stay unlocked. Rex also starts knowing his good anchor shot that inflicts topple. The Land of Challenge is accessible from the beginning, now in the Argentum Trade Guild instead of the Elethro Ruins.
Bring them in.
Sir?
The one who wants to fuck you. The one who wants to fuck you up. And the one who got fucked. Come on! We're 166 episodes into an anime game. All the children left a long time ago. And besides, this game's got a lot of swears in it, so if people are offended by that, they also dropped that a long time ago. I've been allowing myself to be a bit looser than normal because of that. Also, Nia's costume over there might be my favorite costume.
Uncharted area.
How fitting.
But
it's so cute, and it's the only way you can see her core crystal in her driver form.
Like
It's so good.
Jen, don't tell me we're gonna have to hire some babysitters for this outing too.
She wants him already.
You look as much like
you
a
can
kid
just
as I
tell.
do, lady.
But Nia, though I do
Her
see
little
your
pal
point.
is so cute. Sorry, I would go on and on about Nia forever if I could. Turning back around. Later in the game, Amalthus has this map, and I was asked to talk about what it says down here in the corner. However, Amalthus's version of the map just has little scribbles there. There's actually nothing written there, but Banna's version does. I'm pretty convinced that this text here is illegible because of the resolution. The top line is the most readable, and a lot of the characters in that I couldn't find in the script for Alrestian at all. The only thing I was able to translate was the word Chizu at the end of the top line, which means map. In case you're wondering about the other Titans, they are all just the Japanese names of Titans that you visit, no additional lands like the Voltus Trade Guild are shown. But there is one area of it that is called Unkai, which is the Japanese name for the Cloud Sea. I've also been told that, yes, we are free to climb around on Gramps and see Rex's house in detail. His rump also functions as a ramp. Can't go in there, but we can see that Rex has some junk on the ground. He's got a few books that probably fall off of their shelves all the time as Gramps hits speed bumps along the way. There's a lamp next to his bed. Looks like a toolbox. Can't really see in there, though. He's got... Oh, no, I can't. Okay, some kind of No, it's not a freezer. It's just a... Oh, it's a window. He's got some dishware that probably falls off and shatters. There's his cooking pots. Only time that you can get a good look at all this. Speaking of this, we have early concept art showing what Rex's house might have been like earlier in development. Make me buy things from Fishy Fishy again. You hurt me! Okay, so, traveling bards are all throughout Allrest. You can exchange bonus EXP for valuable items. This is any EXP that you have not claimed from exploration or from side questing, as well as anything that is past level 99. The Traveling Bard's location will be marked on the minimap with a green shop icon. If you currently have shop icons hidden, you can change the setting on the skip travel screen, which I want to do. These are worth knowing. You don't want to miss them. Press X, strangely enough. And right over here in the inn, you're the bad guy from Perun's quest. Oh, I've been waiting for someone like you to show up. I'm an itinerant weaver of battle songs. Please don't sing. My life's work has been is to take blood-curdling tales and set them to sweet melodies. Would you like me to tell me some of yours? Not for free, of course. One good turn deserves another. If you tell tales in exchange for items, the amount of bonus EXP required will be taken from the active character. Each driver can only use one accessory expander kit. I can't afford this. I can't quite do it yet. You like keeping your cards close to your chest, huh? Let me hear if you change your mind. Well, I've got good news for you if you can't afford some things like I can't. It's okay, I'm your company. You can lower your driver's levels while playing New Game Plus. When you lower the level, you can keep the EXP difference as bonus EXP. Because level 97 is just as good as level 99, I might as well take it. I actually want to talk about this. Some people prefer having Rex at level 97 instead of 99 due to an HP glitch where I think it's if his HP ends in a 1, which it naturally does at level 99. There's certain attacks that he doesn't survive due to the way the game calculates damage slightly incorrectly when dealing with some big numbers. It's a thing that's imperceptible to casual players, but it's a thing that I see in speedruns with New Game Plus. I want to give thanks to a speedrunner known as Orpheolus, who sent in a ton of the tips that you're going to be seeing ahead. Some of them not necessarily credited because I've just learned a lot of things from their research in general as well. They were the source of this level 97 tip.
Morning, Rex. Did you sleep okay?
Ugh, I slept like a baby.
With this man wailing and wailing, we will now curse... Wait, what? No, I'm not supposed to have that much bonus experience, am I? Am I? It's not like it really matters. We're gonna trade this in and get an accessory expander kit. What did he say about brrrr? I think I'll pause that and read it just because it's weird. Accessory expander kit. We're gonna expand Rex. Use the accessory expander kit to increase the number of slots. We can now unlock a 3rd accessory slot for our drivers. I think they added this so that costumes don't interfere with your builds, but come on. You're not going to use these crappy costume effects on this. For Rex, I would probably say avant-garde metal could be good, an eye patch, and then the optical headband increasing critical damage by 50%. When you put that together with Mithra and especially Numa, he's a critical machine. Things that don't carry over into New Game Plus. Side quests. By popular demand, I'm doing every side quest again! No, I'm not. These don't carry over and neither do Merc missions. It sounds terrible, but this isn't counted toward your completion at all. The game has not forgotten that you've done these quests technically, and there's not any sort of completion percentage related to doing every quest. This is just merely the way it is so that you can get rewards for the first time again. Merc missions will give you ox cores and stuff the first time that you ever clear them. Useful for that. You can't reclaim DLC items. Nice try. Heart to Hearts can be reviewed to see the other option. If and you got the right blades and drivers, that is. Specific key items that open doors are also lost, as well as a few optional ones, like Ophion's data core to get that treasure chest again after you defeat him, and Ursula's Stare! Yeah, it goes without saying because you can do all the quests again. Lucky you. Now let's start talking about all new features, at least the ones that are accessible from the beginning. If I go to this affinity chart with Rex, I can hit Y to go to Hidden Affinity. You want something to spend all that useless SP on? I'll give you something to spend SP on! Feel like you moved into the big pond yet? Look how expensive these are! Further ether studies gives 10% more ether, inherent muscles 10% more strength, solidarity fills the party gauge slightly when an excellent is scored during a special. Given that Pyra and Mithra have such strong specials, that could be good. We got Shadow Strike, taken to Patron Melma. Damage from a surprise attack up by 50%, I guess it doesn't hurt. HP potion effect up by 20% with herbalism. Relentless Spirit is Tora's ability to survive his unbeatable status. Cheer Up, fitting for Rex, increases affinity by 25% after winning a special button challenge. Eyes on the prize. Boost agility by 10%. Heart recharge. Boosts recharge for specials after canceling by 20%. Dexterity up by 20 with prediction. Combat boost restores 3% HP when canceling an auto attack with a driver art. Child of Steel. That sounds disturbing. 10% more HP. Fight or Flight reduces enemy break resistance for Rex's arts. Preempt moves, dexterity up by 10%, and Gramps' Auspices, boost luck by 10%. Right away, taking this.
Nice one.
Why would I not? I'm gonna take further ether studies.
That's about that.
And we'll do strength up by 10%.
Nice one.
I'm practically out of SP already, aren't I? Surprise attack. Sure, just for the meme, let's fix Rexterity.
Nice one.
I refuse to show you their silhouettes, but several new blades are now available, meaning the chances of getting a new blade have gone up dramatically due to more of them being in the pool than just the one that we don't have. I'm not awakening these yet, but I want you to know that every single one of these blades is free DLC just like New Game Pluses. They don't have storylines, but they do have heart-to-hearts, and they are voiced. So what are some good blades to use in New Game Plus? I can't guarantee who you have on, what blade you have on what driver, but I want to recommend Doggus. Doggus is just a universal damage increase. He's pretty strong. Chances are, due to all of his skills going up to level 10, you haven't finished his affinity chart yet. That'll give you something to work on through all of these quick battles. He's pretty good. Other than him, there's Telos, who's not available until after clearing the game once, and she has a skill that requires jumping 3,000 times. You're gonna need to work on her skills some too, and she's very good to have. It's all about the great axes, man. I'm willing to bet Cosmos was a recent addition to your party, if at all. Due to her coming so late for so many people, she's an important blade to work on, and one of the most powerful. Also, the blade combos that Cutie Pie wants are counted even if she's not currently in the party. Those are all important tasks to work on while making one's way through All Rest one more time. Of course she's not seasick, she's dressed for a day at the beach. She has a little fuzzy drow mark on her wrist. Isn't that cute? It looks so angry. I swear I'm not trying to look up a certain area. I'm just looking at the drow mark. Yeah. Oh, she chewed me out for that one. With her little kitty fangs. Now Dromark is embarrassed. I guess I'm not splicing it in now. I want to talk about my first impression of Malos here, as he was a character that a lot of people wanted to hear my thoughts on. I initially thought that he was going to be a party member. I thought that him and Neo were going to be permanent, but that Jin was going to be the bad guy. I didn't see Malos being the main antagonist coming, honestly. Which is funny considering his name is Malice. I thought he was gonna be kind of the cocky, Han Solo type is what I would describe him as. That's sort of what I was expecting, where he would be way more experienced than Rex. And rather than be a mentor, he would just hold it over his head constantly, and Rex would have to live up to how skilled Malos was. But, of course, deep down in their first encounter where we see Malos testing Rex with those arts, we see that Rex does have some aptitude for things. And, it would be a cool moment if Malos ever acknowledged that in him, you know? That was what I was expecting their dynamic to be like and what I thought he was going to be.
Is it following us?
A surprising number of people asked if we could watch all of the cutscenes again, as they have amazing levels of foreshadowing, and as someone who's played through this multiple times, I think the early cutscenes are better written than people give them credit for.
You should join him.
I too thought that this had kind of a
don't you
slow
then?
beginning on my first playthrough, and that the later
not
parts
that I
were way
hate
more
it.
interesting.
I just
The early
really
parts are
don't
definitely
like
more
it like that.
cliche heavy and trope heavy, I would say. And a lot of people
Good thing
zero
you're
in
not
on that,
salvage
but a
then.
lot of lines have completely new meanings the second
Swim
time.
like a fish and drink
As
like
much as I
water.
appreciate it, this is something that
That's
you
the
can do on your own
salvage's call.
time. I think the total length of all the cutscenes is about
Sounds
12
terrible.
hours,
I don't think
and
I'll be changing
there'd be more
careers.
cutscene than game with how fast we're
probably
going to be
best.
moving.
Anyway,
But
I
here's
bet
one
you drivers
conversation
earn a
with
hell of
an
a lot more than
entirely different
salvages
meaning the
do.
second time through to get across what I'm
So
talking
good.
about. And
My
I'll show you a
name's
few more
Rex.
choice moments when we get to them.
Okay, Rex. Why did you start salvaging in the first place?
That there.
The world tree. I don't get it.
You know, you find all sorts of things digging through salvage. Some of it trash, some of it treasure, but all of it from people long gone. Have you noticed how there's fewer titans each day? I saw one go under just the other day. It was a pretty big one. There must have been loads of animals still living on it. Living space is running out, day by day. And sooner or later, we'll be the ones sinking down into the cloud sea. But up there, Elysium is waiting for us.
Seriously, kid? Elysium? Don't tell me you believe that gaff. So that's, why you're a salvager? It's just a lie for children. And that there is just an overgrown shrub.
If there's a way to get up there, maybe it's hidden below the clouds. Is it really that crazy?
Seriously, though?
There'd be no need to fight over dwindling land and resources. No need to worry about our homes sinking away. Everyone could have peace and security. I mean, a dream like that, isn't that worth believing in?
Nobody can tell you what to believe, but... everyone, huh?
What?
I always thought people were pretty selfish by nature, but you...
Huh.
Do you have parents?
No. When I asked Gramps, he told me they died when I was just a kid.
Gramps? Oh, the same one who taught you to use arts.
Yeah. He basically raised me himself. He's not like us, though.
Not like... I'm not sure I catch your drift. But this Gramps of yours sounds all right.
Huh.
And you're all right too, kid. Not that different from me.
I love her core crystal being shown openly during that. I made a good choice with their costume, damn it. Jin and Malos are in the party, huh? You know what we can do? No, not go into characters. Well, we can see where the Tetsuya Namura begins and ends. I already made that joke. We can skip travel. It's not disabled during this point in time.
What do you want to do?
I'm so glad you asked. Go see Banna, that's what. But what's also remote is Hargal. I knew Banna had something unique to say at this point in time, but let's talk to you first. 100 grand, that's quite the pretty sum. Yeah, I've never been paid anything like this much before. And you get another 100 grand when you get back? Lucky you. What I wouldn't give for that kind of money. I'm not trying to guilt you or anything. You just do your best out there, right? This is foreshadowing Godfrey's quest. What are you doing back here in Goldmouth? Do you really have time to be wasting? She even makes fun of you for skip traveling. If you don't care about the mission you were given, you'll never get your hands on the other 100 grand. And this is just the talk of the town. Way to go. Whoa, she's balancing on books. Her shoes are kind of cool, actually. Maelstrom is a crane ship that boasts the latest technology of Argentum, sending Maelstrom out to demonstrate just how important mission is. So Banna expect you to work at maximum efficiency. Yes, sir. And the land of challenge. We got Malos and Jin with us. Let's go see what the Nopon Arcsage has to say about that. Jin and Malos not welcome at challenge battles? Absolutely no. If go all out, contest over an eye blink is exactly zero fun for Nopon Arcsage, which mean is against regulations, but you allow Corvin? Please to speaking once more after remove from battle members. They're only level 6. Cool your jets, man. If you really just want to be that way, you can level them down to level 1 knowing that they're gonna stab you in the back later. Literally. Oh my gosh, because we have Nia, we got the prompt for that now. That's not Jin's voice. That's Japanese voice acting, isn't it? Shoo! Is that a Dragon Ball Z or something? Does Malos say anything?
I can do better.
Oh. Well, gee, another way Jin got screwed.
I can do better.
Internally in the code, Jin in Chapter 1 and Jin in Chapter 8 are counted as two separate party members. If you were to level them both down to level 1, for instance, you could see that their stats are totally different. And any levels that you gain as Jin now will not be counted at that point. Shoutouts to people who got Malos and Jin up to level 99 during Chapter 1. I love this game, but even I am not that dedicated. Here's artwork of the abandoned ship showing what it might have looked like back in its day. And then there's also this concept art depicting a room that seems to be where Pyra might have reawakened at one point with that green glow inside of that glass tube. Personally, I think it's beautiful, and I kind of wish they were able to go with this.
I'm going all in.
Why even bother?
Whoa, good clip.
I'll keep you safe, Pyra.
We're done here. Let's go.
I'll do with them as I please.
There's what Jin says when targeting a severely underleveled enemy.
Just make it quick.
Time to take out the trash.
If we could open the menu and look at what Jin and Malos' weapons are with their core chips that are currently equipped,
I found something.
Jin's weapon is officially known as Masamune, while Malos' weapon with Sever is known as Thanatos, him being the god of death. The H is for amazing. Another thing that I'd like to tell you about early on if we're just getting started, if you're playing along, I assume that you've set aside 6 hours to blast through the story again. And that's cool, but you should know that this game, like many games, has a memory leak somewhere. It gets less stable the longer you leave it running. Usually you'll end up with the game just locking up on a menu and viewing a chart or checking on the Merc group. I recommend saving semi-frequently and restarting the game when you're not going to be playing for a bit. Just something that makes sense to tell you about early.
I'm going all
Nearly unnoticeable text in this fight. Ha, I dodged it and you guys didn't. If you never draw your weapon and equip Rex to do spike damage in this fight, you will be standing in the field as this battle ends. Because you're standing in the field in this spot after the battle ends, you get to see where the next story objective would be pointed out to you on a map. And that's after Rex gets stabbed in the back and ends up in the memory of Elysium where he meets Pyra, right? This near unnoticeable text shows that that location is called Dreamworld Elysium, the only place that this official name can ever be seen. There's a shot in the first trailer of a scene that didn't make it into the finished game, where instead of Pyra, Mithra is standing underneath that tree. And she's even posing with her hand against it. That scene, I'm not sure if I want to call that unused content or cut content from the finished product. It'd be quite easy to make that shot for the trailer, and it's just a cool looking way of showing off the characters. It's probably that. New Game Plus means characters are in two places at once while wearing the same clothes.
You mean that bell sound? Is the Praetorium somewhere nearby? Where are we?
This is Elysium, the land where long ago mankind lived in harmony with their creator. It's where we were born.
More foreshadowing! More shadowing? More shadowing?
Really? Is that a core crystal?
I don't know, Rex, is it?
Blade.
With the costume on, I've been able to demonstrate that her core crystal glows far brighter in this scene than it does in any other.
I know you.
Because she's big and juicy.
You're Rex,
Because
right?
she has her whole core and not just half of it.
How did you...
Rex, I know what you're thinking, and you are correct. By coming to this place, you can save the world. Save it from the slow demise that is its fate.
We wouldn't have to live in fear.
Oh, that is messed up how
only
sad
one choice.
Pyra looks as she lies to him about that.
Let's go to Elysium.
I don't know if she's intentionally
I'll take you
misleading
there
him
myself.
here, but I could see her having somewhat of an idea that Elysium's not what she remembers it as.
Give it a rest, Malos. Can't you see he's just a child?
A child? Don't make me laugh. This kid has made himself the Aegis' driver!
On that note, Wow. I had no idea Malos had so many fans. Don't get me wrong, I think he's a good villain and his actor kills it. Man, there were so many comments across this whole series of people saying that Malos alone makes them prefer the English dub to the Japanese version. He isn't my #1 actor. That would likely be Zeke due to the sheer number of emotions and even personalities he nails while it all still sounds like Zeke. That's tough stuff to do as an actor. So I was a little surprised that Malos was so many people's #1 because he isn't personally mine, but I don't disagree that he does some great yelling and oh my god, I did praise him in that one scene when he's sucking the memories out of Pyra's core crystal. He sounds like a monster in that scene. It's difficult to watch just how painful everything sounds in it. Good job to both Pyra and Malos in that one. I didn't mean to imply that Malos doesn't kill it with his performance. He absolutely does. There's another hard-to-see message in this boss fight where you must lose to Malos, run off of the ship, then try to re-enter it in a specific way to see defeat Malos as an objective.
Blind spot.
You're
Let's
better
keep this up and we'll win for sure.
Well, yes, Pyra, I did keep up auto-attacking in one.
Takes me back to 500 years ago. What's the deal with that appearance? I'm guessing your goal is Elysium.
That is our dream.
I like to think Akos is manning the cannons in there before we know who he is. I picked the right costume, like I said. I like that face. Make stuff with it. That's an order. I think that's a good stopping point. We got through all of the first chapter, bulk of the new features at least. Next time on Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we're going to see all of the new things that we can do in Gormott. See you guys then.